little bit about your shootout. I mean, you've been pretty good at those this year in the past. A lot of confidence, I would think, going through there.
Yeah, it's just main thing for me is just to know what I'm gonna do. Like if I go and take the puck and not sure what I'm gonna do, then it's probably not gonna work. So I have a better chance if I know what I'm gonna do and maybe even practice before.
Well, the road trip, was there a sense of urgency to get the win tonight? You guys have a few days off coming up, and you just wanted to get back in the win column?
Yeah, we had a tough road trip. We didn't get the points we wanted to, but it's always nice to come back home and play in front of our own fans, and I think that gave us a little boost there to compete a little harder, and we did in the second and third, so we're happy with that.
What can you say about Bob's effort in OT and in the shootout?
Yeah, he was amazing once again. Every game he just gives us a chance, and we used it today.
And Sam Reinhart, I mean, the two goals that he had were pretty much all on him, right? I mean, the one where he gets the loose puck and then the drive in for the second goal of the game.
Yeah, he's an unreal player. You guys know. You guys see him every single day, what he's doing, even in practices, and such a smart player, and low-key fast too. He's fast, beats guys with his speed, but then obviously his hockey IQ and skill set and his shot is elite. So there's only good things to say about that person.
And that pass too to Anton Lundell.
Yeah,
wow.
Yeah, it was great. We know he can do those, so kind of not surprised that he did it, but obviously, you don't see those every day. It was an unreal pass.
Did that Reinhart goal to make it 3-2 give you guys a little bit of energy? You would think maybe a 3-1, a little deflating, but...
Yeah, of course, but I think overall at that point we were playing the right way. We knew that we're going to get our chances, so it was just a matter of us capitalizing on them, and obviously Reinhart did a couple times and Landy with the big goal there at the end, so we're happy with the comeback.
Just how important is this final stretch last 3 weeks? I mean, standings are really tight, and just knowing what you guys have to face to stay where you need to heading into the playoffs.
Yeah, for us it's just finding the way we want to play in the every single night. Like we had a good 2 periods here. There are a lot of good things and the things that we want to carry over in the postseason. Obviously, we want to make the postseason first, but I think there are some good things that we could do in the postseason too.
You mentioned changing some things up. What was the biggest thing that was changed?
Just, I mean, I said it too after the first. Just a little bit more direct through the neutral zone. Got on the body a little bit. Too much time for their defensemen to make plays in the first, and when you got the forwards and the skill that they have up front, it's a dangerous game to play.
Was it also a matter of them being not only fresh but playing a little looser now that the trade deadline's over and they're not? It seemed like they were just coming out and playing a hard game.
I don't know what's going on in their room, but they came out ready to go, and I thought it was a good effort and good game out of both of us.
Nice. I mean, after the road trip you guys just had to get back home and rally to get a win any way you can.
Yeah, I mean, there's always things you can take out of games, good and bad. It's how you learn from it. I thought we adjusted throughout the game, and we were able to find it kind of after the first, and we were able to stick with it.
In your 2 goals, obviously you get the loose puck for the first one, and then you drive in for the second. Were you kind of feeling it a little bit today?
Yeah, I think so. We're at our best when one guy's on the puck and 4 guys are sprinting to get available. We're making shorter plays, and it's easier to have confidence when those plays are 5 feet as opposed to 20 feet. So, I thought we controlled it once we started getting to our game a little bit.
The way your team battled back to get this win in the shootout.
Well, it's not easy. I mean, they came out so fast, and their sticks are world class with some of the players that they have. It's back-to-back's not easy in this league. There's a huge, in my mind anyway, especially we got in a little later than I thought we would. So we were slow in the first, and then Barkey throws a hit on the first shift of the second period, and after that our game is just rounded and we got better, and then you end up with the tying goal, kind of very skilled play that you just don't make it unless you're at the right level. So on back-to-back, really, really happy with the way they fought for it.
Given the schedule, just what does a win like this say about this group and the fight? Of this
Well, we got their eye on it. Like we've had a couple of tough outings here in the last week, and we didn't like our first. So instead of, I thought our composure was really good. That we sped up and we started doing things that let us play a little bit faster, and that is the key to our game. Sometimes you get into like a puck movement game, and the other team defends real hard, has good sticks. You get really frustrated. I think we just stopped doing the things that frustrate us and started doing the things that are to our identity.
Sam Bennett didn't play in the overtime after taking the puck to the knee. Is he doing all right?
He's going to be fine. Mikla's going to be fine. It's going to take a couple of days. Sam's on the bike now, so he's 100%. It's just some bruising that Sam just didn't feel he had put enough pressure on it to come out and skate the way you would need to at the end of that game and into overtime. That's all. They're both good.
And the goaltending tonight on both ends.
Yeah,
Jari, I mean, you guys were right on him, and
he made 3 or 4 really impressive saves in there, I think, to keep us from taking that game in regulation, but really good goaltending. And then Sergei was, I mean, none of those saves were easy in the shootout, so both goalies had a piece of it.
We talked so much about the chemistry with that too, and Anton, just their connection on that game time.
Yeah, and I thought it comes from a different source. It's not like they're the playmaking kind of smooth guys, and that was a fantastic play. But they got back to being aggressive and getting on the body and being physical, and that drives their level.
And that wasn't the first time we've seen Anton Lundell score a big goal like that in the past month and a half here, and he's closing in on a career high. I mean, what have you to say about him this season?
I think he's played a lot like our team. I think he played really hard, really well early on. He's been a big part of our, still sitting in first place with some of the challenges we have. But having a line that can go out and play against Crosby when you can switch the match, right? And that's basically what happened in the game. The Crosby line's got all that skill and speed, and they were really dynamic early. And then eventually when you're chasing the game, you can't have Barkov playing against them. So to have a line that can go out and play against the other team's best and then eventually score the game winner, it's a good deal.
And again, with Lundell, he's played a bunch of playoff games for you guys.
Yeah.
The Four Nations. Just a lot of experience in a kid that's not very old.
No, and I still think he's got room to grow and get better. I think he's got a bit of that Barkov, right? The first thought is usually defensive, and we like that about him. And we still think there's more offense there.
We don't talk about the shootouts like ever. But how easy is it to throw 16 out there first and get that?
I don't even know how it went in. Like it's odd, and I can't follow the moves, and then I don't know when he shot it. All I know is the puck's coming back out. I don't know if the goalie saved it or hit the back of the net. That's how fast that is. I can't imagine what it's like. And I think his strength there is I think he's got a whole bunch of them. Like he's not married to one move, so. Yeah, pretty good.
He's kind of learned over the years. I mean, that didn't used to be the case. He always did the same. Now he's got a full repertoire.
It's just coaching.
Yeah, that's the coaching.
I have absolutely no idea what those guys do. I have absolutely nothing to do with it.
If
there's not a hit involved, I'm not really part of that program.
You guys had a pretty good block for a while on your penalty kill, and it seems like that's kind of gone the other way a little bit lately.
No, just tonight. I think we're rolling at about 95% in our last 12 games. We had a tough one tonight. Other than that, our penalty kill's fine. It's right on. It was good in Washington. They got a hell of a power play. These guys got some really good power play guys. I mean, so I'm not worried about our penalty killing's been right on.
How will this experience for Seth Jones kind of help moving forward as we get into the postseason? Just taking that Aaron Ekblad role and getting some experience with those guys.
I think he was at 30 minutes tonight, and that's what he's capable of doing. Like, this guy's a special player. We're very excited that he's not a one-off just finishing the year. And he's part of our program now, and a back-end right-hand shot that can get up the ice the way that he does. Eventually, we'll play behind Barkov and Bennett and Kachuk and these guys, and we think he can be really, really lethal for us.
How far along would you say he is in terms of implementing everything that you want to teach him and get, you know what I mean?
Probably about a year and a half. Why? No, I think he's a very good player. I think there's a tremendous amount more. Not that it's just, I really do. I think that Jonesy a year from now is going to be a dominant defenseman in this league. I really, truly believe that. But it's going to take some time. We're not disappointed by any means. It's just our view of him is very, very high. We think he can be special.
What areas do you think he can really excel at once he hits the ground running?
Playing with other players that can play at his speed. right? And you watched it tonight when he's behind Barkov and those guys. He can get up, and there's go into detail about it, but we're at a different place than those other programs. It's not fair. It sounds like I'm picking on those other programs. I'm not. But when you get a player like that and you can put him with 4 other guys on the ice that are in his ballpark in terms of development, Barkov's in his prime, Jones is coming into his prime, you will eventually change the way you play because you can. Because you can get up the ice, you can anticipate things that are happening because the other 4 guys are going to do the exact same thing every time. And then that's where these guys get fast. It's why Reinhart and Barkov are so good together. They have a really strong idea of what's going to happen next. So just time. In a year's time, Seth it'll be almost all instinct at that point. He won't be trying to, he's still learning systems. He's still learning the different players that we have. And you play, those guys, those top-end defensemen play off the people they play with. So it's just time.